Hey everybody, this is Ron with our DIY Homestead, and today we are going to be planting. This is the end of October. It's 62 degrees out. It's finally cooled off. We're at about 98% humidity, so it's kind of muggy out there, but we're going to go ahead and plant. It's going to be a perfect day for it. And what we have to plant is we have a bunch of chamomile. I got almost 2 full trays of chamomile that's got to go out. We've actually got some tulsi that's going to go out right here. We've got marigold that is already starting to pop some blossoms on it. And then we've got a calendula back here in the corner we're going to be planting. So you can see out the window, that's one of our planter boxes. We buy old water troughs that don't hold water anymore, and we turn them into planters. But anyway, let's get back to it. We've got all this planting to do, and then what I'm going to do over here, this is our little indoor hydroponic system. I've got some more chamomile growing in it, and I'm going to actually transfer this chamomile down into our Kratky buckets. I have 3 or 4 more Kratky buckets ready to go, so we're going to be lining them up right over here. I'm going to move this stuff, get it out of the way. And I'm going to be planting the I'm going to be planting some of this chamomile in there just because this hydroponic system really lets the roots grow. And I'll show you. Look at that root system on there. That is gorgeous. That's going to go in the Kratky system, no problem. And they grow really well. I've got a bunch of basil in there right now and some sage. So we're going to leave those grow, and I'll just harvest right off the bucket, and then we'll set up the other buckets over on this side at a later time, and we'll put these chamomile in there. The bottom row you can see is growing real well. That's all our lettuce, and we use that for our BLTs or whatever we want lettuce on, a salad. And if it gets too much, then we just cut it off and take it out to the bunnies, and they enjoy it too. So let's get my wagon in here and load this stuff up and get outside and start planting. All right, we are out here going to plant some chamomile and some tulsi and calendula and marigolds. But we're going to go this bed first. We're going to put some chamomile in it. I just uncovered this. We had cardboard on it since the last one's died. So as you can see, there's no weeds in it. So it's an excellent job for the old Amazon boxes and whatnot. Keep them covered up, keep the weeds out of it. So let's go ahead and loosen this soil up. And you see it's kind of packed. So we just loosen it up, get it nice and soft again. Get it all loose. Look at there, nice and soft. Will be anyway. There, we got it all broken up. It's still moist. That's another good thing about having cardboard over the top of it. It keeps the moisture in, but it keeps the weeds out. Not one weed I had to pull out of this bed. There we go. Stick that over there for now. Get going. Even this out just a little bit. Crunch up the clumps. And we are ready to plant. So, let me grab a jug of these.
We'll be planting quite a few in here. If it gets too crowded, then we'll just spread them out. We got more beds, but we have a whole lot of chamomile to get in the ground. So let's get these guys in here. And get to planting. Now they say to plant these about 8 inches apart. Oops, I bumped you. There we go. So we're going to try to do that. We may get them a little closer. Sure makes it easier at harvest time to have them close. But as you can see, we have well drinking a lot, so we've had them inside our grow room. So we'll just dig a little hole, plant them in there. We're not going to plant these 18 inches or 8 inches apart. We're going to plant these closer, maybe about 6 inches. So yeah, we'll just go around and keep them going in. Probably 2 more in here. And there we have our first bed of chamomile planted. I'll come back once I get everything planted. The last bed we're not planting in down there because it's already got oregano in it. So we're going to move on to the Tulsi, get that bed all set up, and we'll go on from there. All right, in this bed, we're going to be planting our Tulsi. I think I got bit by a fire ant. Anyway, I'll move this marigold over here and the calendula over here so we don't accidentally plant them in the same bed. We're going to try to keep all the herbs separate. So let's set this down on the ground. As you can see, I had some basil in here that I took and transplanted into another basil bed, trying to keep everything separated this year. I did use grass clippings to cover it for weeds, and let's see how we did. There we go. No weeds, just from grass clippings. Cardboard, grass clippings, anything you can use to cover the dirt to keep the weeds from growing is a good thing. So let's go ahead and break this bed up just like we did the other one. Compact it down over the summer. So we gotta get it all broke up nice and soft so things can grow, no problem. And we've done this since we've been going in grow beds like this one here. We just keep going, and every year we amend it with black cow. Sorry, I had a hard time remembering that name. That's why the darker soil there. It's some black cow that we put in there before we covered it up, just to help put some nutrients back in the soil. Just like that. That's all broke up. Let's get it spread out evenly. Break up the clumps. You see some sticks in here. We put some wood mulch in here as well to help with the weeds. So we'll leave those sticks in here. They'll compost down. Just like that. So let's see how many Tulsi we have. We have 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 Tulsi plants. So that'll be perfect for this bed. So let's get to planting. Shawn uses a lot of Tulsi in her teas as well. Teas and tinctures and glycerites. So she does a lot of stuff with herbs. A whole lot of good things with those teas. If you ever want a good tea, go to simplyherbaltea.com. And she's got, I think, 20 different teas, 7 different tinctures, I think 24 different glycerites. So anything that's ailing you, she's probably got something for that will help with the symptoms. All I'm doing here is just breaking them apart, setting them out. Try to separate them. And I get all my spacing down before I dig the holes. And I'll leave a couple tags in the bed itself because my memory is not what it used to be. So let's go. Yeah, let's do something just like that. So let's start digging and planting. Something like that. Try to make them so they're upright. And everything that we plant, we start from seed. We never go to the store and buy a plant that's already started. We start everything from seed. So let's put this one right out here. Try to even things out a bit. Doesn't take long to do this. This takes a little bit of time. Got to carve out some time to get these things done sometimes. Let's go over here on this side. Yeah, this will work out just fine. Just enough to fill this bed up. Just like that. So now we've got a full bed of chamomile, a full bed of Tulsi, we've got a full bed of oregano. I'm going to go through on this one and thin it out, get all the dead ones out of there. But yeah, I've got a couple more planters that I've got to fill up with dirt and amend. So I'm going to go clean this bed out and I'll go do that, and we'll go out and I'll show you how I planted my carrots. First, I'm going to take some of these grass clippings and I'm going to go back around, do a thin layer, try to keep the moisture in, keep the weeds down. And help keep the heat in the ground too, because it's not too cold yet. We've had a couple of chilly days, but we're gonna be prepared. Yeah, get this in here. This is nature's own weed mat. Keep the weeds out, keep the moisture in. And keep the heat in the ground when it gets cold. So there we go. Not going to do it to the chamomile because the chamomile is going to spread out and take up a whole lot of room. I don't want to choke out any of the plants. So yeah, so let's go on to the next. Like I said, I got sidetracked with the grass clippings, but we'll get out back and show you how I'm going to do the carrots.
Okay, we are off to plant some carrots now. So I thought I'd show you how we do it here. I've already done one bed. I can walk over here and show you. I've got them all covered up with some paper feed bags. Everything's been soaked down. We'll keep them covered until they start sprouting, then we'll pull them off, which would be probably about a week or so, maybe a couple weeks. So as long as we keep it moist, should be good. Let them carrots start sprouting. But what I'm going to do over here, same thing I did over there, but I'm going to loosen up all the soil, smooth it all out. I'll wet everything down, I'll get it nice and moist, and then I'll go on, and what I do is I kind of broadcast it, carrot seeds, and that seems to work best for us. I can show you a picture of it right here. And then, as you can see, broadcasting works just fine for us here. So let me get busy, get the camera set up, and we'll get started. We've got the soil loosened up, everything moistened down. Now we'll go get the carrots, the carrot seeds. Matter of fact, I got them right here. We are going to be planting some rainbow carrots in this bed. I can show you we get most of our seeds from M.I. Gardner. They're good quality seeds, and they're pretty inexpensive compared to some other places. I think they charge about $2 a packet for seeds. Yeah, M.R. Gardner, good place. So let's get these broadcasted in, and we'll cover them up, wet everything down, and we'll be ready to go. And that is that for the seeding. Very, very easy. Goes pretty fast. So let's get it covered up and wetted back down. And we're gonna get this covered up. We got some feed bags. Didn't have enough feed bags to cover this bed as well as the other one. Got some cardboard that'll work just fine. Like that. Smaller pieces. Just like that. That's some extra we'll throw on here just to weight it down. And now we wet this down. I want to keep everything nice and moist until they sprout. That is that. We will come back out in about a week and pull everything up and see how they're doing. If they need some more time, then we'll cover them back up, and we'll just keep it moist. That's all we got to do, is keep it moist. And we'll go on to the next one. All right, we're back to chamomile after the carrots. I've got so many chamomile that I've got to put them somewhere. Don't want them to go to waste. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this bed. It's right next to a bed of sage, and I got lavender on the other side. So we'll make this a row of herbs again, and we're going to do the same things we did on the other ones, but take the grass clippings off, and you'll be able to see that there are no weeds just by keeping it covered with grass clippings. Let me grab my little shovel. Well, soften this up. I just filled this bed before the end of summer, and I've already got it amended, so it's not going to take too much to soften it back up. Yeah, we go to a local materials place, and we get all of our dirt. It's kind of a compost. They call it Bella Flora. It's really good. It's got some chunks in it, but I think it's just chunks of dirt and composted wood. Let's go ahead and get this. Got it all broke up already. Didn't take much. We'll get it smoothed out. Get that over there. Get that out of the way. Okay.
just like that. Now we're ready to plant. Doesn't look much different than it did when we uncovered it, but so we'll go ahead and put some more chamomile. Have it to have just a little bit of it. As you saw in the beginning of the video, we still got more inside other than what I have out here. This was planned to come outside, so let's get that going. I think that'll be enough to fill this bed, so we'll be good to go. So let's get busy. Got a lot to do here. Just like that, we got another full bed of chamomile. This is a 6-foot bed. The last one was a 4-foot bed. So we're gonna have a whole bunch of chamomile, which is just fine because we use a lot of chamomile in the teas. Like I said, we got so many chamomile planted, or I did, that I'm gonna have to move over and take the rest of it and put it in the sage bed, which I think will be just fine. Tried to keep them separate, but I've got so many of them that I got to put them somewhere. So let's move over to the sage bed and get that planted. All right, we're over in our sage bed, and it looks like we got a volunteer eggplant coming up. We don't want that in here, so we're just going to go ahead and pull it. I only want herbs in this bed. Let me grab my shovel, because we'll have to loosen up. All kinds of volunteers coming up in this one. So let's get this loosened up. Just like that. It's all loosened up. So let's go ahead and smooth it. Crumple up the clumps. Pretty good word, crumple up the clumps. Take the big chunks, throw them down to the side. We'll leave them in there because they'll compost down later. Another volunteer that we don't want. Come on now. That bit of cardboard that we had in there. More grass clippings, get those out of there. I'll use all the grass clippings somewhere else. As far as for weeds or whatnot, we may just end up burning it and putting it in the garden. So as you can see, eggplant. That's what that was before. So that's exactly what we had in here before. So let's get planting the rest of the chamomile. This is the last of it. So let's get these placed out. Hopefully they won't overtake the sage. I don't think they will. Let's go here and here. There we go. I'll have to count all these once we get them done. So let's get them in the ground. Holes are easy to dig since I softened it up. Get them covered up, get them buried. Let's go on to the next. Four more to go. Just like that. Hold on. Finally got the chamomile in the ground. Still got a calendula and a marigold to put in, but that's all right. I'll put them in a green stock. But yeah, this will wrap this up. Now we'll go inside. I got some more seeds started, so we'll continue to grow them out to where we can get them outside. And I know we're getting close to winter time, but we'll go ahead. I've got some hoops built for this so I can cover them with plastic if we get a freeze coming in to help protect them. And we'll go on to that. So we will see you in the next one.